Hey, what's up? So I've been living in St. Petersburg for more than a decade now, and my wife and I are getting ready to move to Barcelona in October, maybe November at the latest. Anyways, living here for 10 years, I've been through a lot. Living in a different culture can be extremely stressful, especially the first few years. When I moved here, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was expecting things to be similar to what it was in the US, like whether when it comes to service and mentality, I have no idea. I was pretty ignorant, pretty naive, I guess. So what? You should always expect the unexpected and never take for granted what you had before or what was before will be the same when you do move. Different culture, different mentality, different society, different everything, right? These thoughts have been running through my head the past few days because I've had some unfortunate incidents recently. The most recent unfortunate incident was my taxi. The taxi rolled over my fucking foot when he dropped me off.
Look! Easy! What's the big deal?
So what happened was, I was taking a taxi back from somewhere in the center. I don't recall exactly where. And, so taxis in Russia, not just St. Petersburg, I'm sure even worse in the smaller cities. And not even just taxis, but drivers in general here. Everybody is always the first. Everybody has to be the first to stop. Everybody has to be first to get to the next red light. Everybody has to be the first to get in the metro wagon before people get out. It's mentality here, right? I've accepted that by now. I always tell the taxi driver, like, hey man, slow down, you're making me sick. Your herky-jerky stop and go does not feel good for my head. So I always try to tell him, it's like, hey, why don't you just like drive smoothly, slower, like we're not going to get there any faster. You see the red light 2 kilometers ahead of you? Me too. Why are you racing to get there to stop? Why don't you just drive like a normal person? So back to the main idea here. He's in a hurry to drop me off. So I step as I step out of the car, he lets off the brake and he starts driving. So what's he do? He drives right over my foot. He stops on my foot because I scream in surprise that he did that. So he stops on my fucking foot and gets out of his car. I'm like, move your car. What is wrong with you?
Stop. Run down my fucking foot.
Thank God. He didn't roll over my entire foot. Like, I mean, maybe just another inch or two, the bridge of my foot would have been completely broken. And this is a bit of pain. I can't say there's no like long-term severe damage or anything from this. More than anything, I was just appalled with this driver's lack of awareness, lack of situational awareness. Like, what are you doing, dude? You have a passenger who's getting out of the car, yet you're in such a hurry to get to your next customer, you can't even wait. I mean, I had my bag in his car still. I was trying to get that out, and he just took off without the door even shutting. Well, try to take off. So I was thinking about the situation. Like, God, just think if there were children in this car getting out, or there's an old lady or something like that. Like, it could have been much worse. Luckily, it was just me, right? So I call Yandex Taxi, the company. They're like the Uber of Russia, right? And I tell them what happened, and they're saying they're very displeased with the driver's behavior. It's very unusual, and this and that. And if I want, I can file an insurance claim that the company would pay me 2,000 rubles, which is like 35 US dollars. And I was like, I'm not going to go through all that just for nothing. So they did this investigation, and they're going to fix this problem, supposedly. So a few days later, I get a call back from Yandex customer service, which I'm very, very surprised, extremely surprised that they followed up on this with me. And I talked to some girl on the phone, and she offered me 10 200 ruble discounted fares, which meaning I put a promo code in, and the next 10 rides will be minus 200 rubles. Whether my ride is 100 rubles or 150 or 50 rubles, that's one fare gone. So basically, most of my fares run me between 100 to 150, meaning that 200 doesn't get fully used unless I take a longer journey. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess, like, what else am I going to do? I know in Russia, I'm not expecting some kind of huge, amazing discount or some kind of great service because it's Russia. Like, if this had happened in the US, I'm sure there would have been some other kind of compensation. Something else would have happened where I probably would have felt better about it. Like, I can imagine if it were an American tourist or a Western tourist here in Russia and this happened to them, their minds would have been blown. But for me as an American living here for 10 years, I'm just like, whatever. I feel lucky that my foot's not broken. Just my shoe is destroyed, right? That's it. I think it's not destroyed, it's just dirty, and the dirt is not coming off these leather shoes. So I was really irritated with that. I was like, I cannot believe this dude ran over my foot, and they just offered me like $30 compensation for it. So anyways, that incident brought back some memories, some real nightmares from the past about service in this country. Now, customer service in the US, I can say when I go back to the US and visit, I'm so happy with service. Like, it's usually great in restaurants and everywhere I go, like, service with a smile. In Russia, it's not like service with a smile, like, hey, how can I help you today, sir? It's like, what the do you want?